Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome into Pregaming here on Sports Money, Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. You know, it's a big Thursday night. It's the bridge to the weekend. I hope you guys are fired up. We've got to get the show started because the sooner we start the show, the sooner we get to Thursday night football. We got the Washington Commanders, the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's go. Let's have a big night tonight. Appreciate all you guys coming in to hang out, get this money made. You know, it's Thursday. That means we bring in our guy, Miggity Mac, Daddy, ready to bust it out. Give you guys college basketball, college football, Thursday night football looks. We got a full card again tonight. It's only right that we lead off with exactly how we finished off yesterday. It was a solid day. All in all, we'll start here. Capitals, I don't know what to make of that game. They started out strong. There was ref trickery galore. Set it up on the wrong side. Ended on the wrong side of that one, but got the right side of this one. Detroit got it done, plus money. And then Vegas under 6.5. Easy bet, no sweat. Why? Because Vegas doesn't shoot the puck enough. Now, you took the Ducks. You took an L. There was no way to get in on that game on a side. I thought there was just not enough one side or the other. Now, this one, sadly, Miami, Ohio, first half under 22.5. Full game stays under. First half does not. And I was thinking to myself afterwards, man, there ain't no shortcuts. What was I thinking there? But it was the wrong play. This was the right play. Got that one, no problemo. And then we had a little mini sweep in the NBA. Easy under with the Magic, 224. That one went under by 40 points. I believe it was 40 points. Crazy. Unbelievably crazy what happened in that game. And look, 33-1 now moves to 34-1 to the under in that Minnesota T-Wolves game as well. I believe I got that one right. Let me see. I think I got that. I think we got that one right. I got to double check. I feel like that one was dialed in. And I was firing in the NBA last night. It was a great night on the hardwood with a big card out there as well. And I'm pretty sure that's how that one came through. Let me just check real fast here. I don't want to spit out the wrong. Yeah, of course. Now these numbers are tight. They're short numbers, but it still stayed under. Still was up 204 on a 219.5. So we got that one by 15 points. The margin is so significant. Now, Richmond, the itsy bitsy Spiders shit the bed. No way around it. But what do we talk about? Injuries, sickness, ailments of galore in Minnesota. North Texas handled business for us out there. It was a good night. Good night to start this thing off. Love that kind of mojo kicking Wednesday into Thursday. We put out first strike last night. The fellas hanging out. 4 early looks to cook the books for the big UFC 309 this weekend. Getting ready. Just ramping up. Amping up. Getting after it here. We start with a big game. I'm fired up for this game tonight. I cannot wait. Now, I will do my best to be unbiased. I will tell you a play that I strongly lean to. But there's no way I'll be fading the Eagles. Not tonight. Not live on screen. Not with razor sharp picks stirring the pot. Hell no. But I'll do my best to be unbiased with a spot that I think is a good plus money opportunity if you're thinking of the Commanders. Spoiler alert. There you go. But I do have we have the touchdown parlay. We're going back at it again. We've been firing. Sadly, we missed Monday. But I still think we're like 9-2 over the last 11 primetime touchdown parlay spots. So we're going to fire away again. And I think I think that spot makes an absolute ton of sense. So it's going to be fun. Can't wait to talk to you guys about the Thursday night football game. College football, we got a single game. We got a couple of single spots out there. Island spots, if you will, with East Carolina and Tulsa. If that game didn't even go off, would anybody notice? I think the Earl brothers would notice, but I don't know if anybody else would. Shout out to them Earl brothers. Then we got college basketball. We got some great trends in college basketball to talk about. Going to start to open this card up just a little bit more. We've been kind of battling some one-on-ones, but I think we're starting to get into that point of non-conference play where we're starting to see the identity of these teams. I guess I'm going from the bottom up here because we've got Dallas Mavericks. We've got, the Utah Jazz. Utah, a big number for them Dallas Mavericks. We'll talk about that. I think we got a 4-pack in the NHL. So plenty of games to get to tonight. You guys have come to the right spot if you're trying to stack that cash and beat these books because I'm amped. I'm amped for this Thursday night football game, and it just the good vibes that I got going for this game tonight just translated through the rest of the card. So I think it's a great NHL card. We have a full NHL card. It seems like it should be a fire NHL card. I didn't get to a player prop though. Sometimes you don't want to force it. Last night wasn't our night with the first basket scores, but I'm still going to try. Still going to take a shot because we saw our guy yesterday posted in here. $10 bet, paid him over $470 just on a first basket and anytime goal scorer. So we're going to keep trying. Those will definitely pad the bankrolls, but look, we want to fire. We want to have some bombs to hammer out there. And that's what we're here for tonight. So I appreciate everybody coming in here. Great news. Great news. We put it out there on Monday. We got 85 likes on Monday. I don't know what happened Tuesday. I don't know what happened. We were down like 60, something like that. But the goal, if we beat the 85 likes goal, every day we beat it, we will be running a cash giveaway on Saturday. And look, we beat it yesterday. Got 86 likes. We snuck it in there. We got him by the hook. And good job. Nice work out there. So we will give away some cash. If we can do it again tonight, we will stack it up even higher. And then we've got tomorrow. So cash giveaways galore. Speaking of cash giveaways, shout out to Ramon Scott and the Morning Steam. He's got the parlay. I always forget the name, right? It's the it's the consensus report parlay or the Team Steam consensus parlay. I don't know. I've got to listen to him say it a few more times before I can figure it out and say it and give it the appropriate homage that it deserves. But that's a lot of fun. Just trying to give you guys all kinds of things out here. Spent some time designing some merch. We're just about to pull the trigger on that. It's going to be fun. Going to be fun what's coming up here in the next couple of weeks. We've got so much in the world of sports. I don't believe college football is winding down. Just a few games left before they get the bowl games, but excited about the new playoff format they've got out there as well, the wider format that's out there in the playoffs. But let's get to work. You guys know the deal. By the way, appreciate nobody telling me how fucking loud I sounded on the microphone. I got to move it back a little. I had to turn it down a little. Hopefully, it's not quite as loud as it was because I had to replay something to cut something, and it's sound like an asshole. How come nobody told me I sounded like an asshole? Huh? Blame you guys. I blame Joe T for that one. But shout out to all you guys coming in, man. Make sure you take that time now. Really does mean a lot. Help us get this promotion across the board with YouTube and getting this information out there to like-minded folks so we can continue to grow the community. Look, the more you guys help us by way of the thumbs up, the more people will come in here. The more best bets we'll have out there for everybody to talk about back and forth as we continue to build this community. So now is that time. Make sure you close out the comment section, hit the thumbs up button, then pop back in, and we'll get to work. How about that? How's that sound? A big card tonight, guys. Appreciate everybody taking the time to do so right now. All right. It takes you just a second, but it does help us out an absolute ton. So continue to promote the brand for us by way of, just hitting that thumbs up button. Small ask, but big return for us. And if you guys take the time to do that, as a general, I tell you to do it in every show. As long as you do it on Ramon Scott's show and this show and listen, sports money. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button at sports money. care what you do on those other channels, but it's only gonna help everybody in the community get bigger, better, and stronger with best bets and sharp cappers coming in. So speaking of sharp cappers, it's that time. Get your pen and paper ready. We're going to work. We're going to battle is what we're doing tonight. We're battling these books. You're going to get best bets, angles, trends, looks, player updates, injury analysis, everything you need to make informed betting decisions. So can't believe they stole our saying. You don't know they stole the saying. That just came out. It's been sitting out there on Sports Money's information tab since June. Cats. It's all good though. Let's go. Pens and paper out. Make sure you guys do throw those best bets in the chat so we can recognize what you guys are on. I feel like I'm on. I'm going to have a nice little sip of agua. Keep it hydrated for a big night. You know what's going to be happening tonight. It's going to be shot time. It's going to be tick, 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 tick. It's going to be so much fun. Cannot wait. And it happens to be a great game. We've had a couple of good Thursday night games now. And I don't expect this one to be any different. This is going to be an absolute barn burner. But anyway, the best bets in the chat start now. And it kicks it off with our number one commenter, Joe T. His assault on unders continues. Had himself a decent day. He's firing back. His best bets are on the community tab. So make sure you do check those out. Lots coming in on the community tab. We'll take that second to talk about that. Trends, angles, parlays, some of those player props. Again, remember, the player prop parlays that get put out there, those are the strongest graded plays across the multiple toolkits that we have available to us. So as you're building same game parlays or you're looking to get cute and bundle some things together, when you check those out, those aren't just darts at a board. They have come off of a series of index that are there to help us win more bets. Then we've got the consensus report. Now we've got the consensus report for college football on Saturdays. Remember, they'll talk about it. They'll show you the game and it'll tell you the first number is the sharp betting on sharp identified bettors on either a side. And then the second number is the total. So keep your eyes on that. We're introducing it for the NFL. Hopefully Ramon will continue to produce those goods on the NFL. They had a firing week last week. Again, just more tools, technology out there to help you guys. And Joe T is firing away with his plays out there. And he's got a series of them there, but he's giving you guys the Canadians and the Wild. Montreal, La Habitat, and the Minnesota Wild over 6 for Joe T. Shout out to True Teller. So sports money is money. That will be slogan number 1 that we introduce on the merch. So shout out to you, True Teller, man. It's good to see you. And look at this guy. Got a great feedback. Says, welcome everyone to Sports Money Bets. All the info you need with none of the bullshit. Well said. Well said. Says, let's go. There's only one game I'm betting, and it's the NFL. And here you go. True Teller's fired up. Fired up. I love it. Got Barkley touchdown. Barkley over 89.5 rushing yards. Hurts touchdown. Eagles money line under 49.5 at plus 900 for the same game parlay. Woo! Looks good. Not going to hear any complaints from me on that one. No argument here, True Teller. I will be rooting you on, and a lot of that looks like my action. I love the Saquon Barkley spot, man. That's going to be fun to watch him hustle out there tonight. Shout out to NJ Strikers in the house. Andrew G. Paul versus Tyson. Who wins? Did you see the Jake Paul interview or the press conference where they went around the panel and they asked them all who was going to win, Tyson or Paul? Did you see that video? It's like a little 1.5-minute video they put out there. And Jake Paul goes against everybody that said Tyson. He goes at him and he's like, how much you want to bet? $1 million? $1 million? $1 million? Like 4 dudes said, okay, I'll take your $1 million. And then some asshole at the end slides in a 20. He's like, I'll take a 20. So he took it anyways. He booked the action. I think that match ends in a draw. Short rounds, short round totals, short round minutes. Heavy. I think that's what are they going to do? I mean, Mike Tyson looked badass, man. They showed the overlay when he was the champ, and then they showed him. I mean, it looks like the dude's steroided out. So I don't know what's going on there, but we heard from our guy yesterday in Jay Peasy talking a little bit about how Tyson family might be a little concerned. Shout out to Justin McKelvey. There's our guy, Spenny Penny Bomb. Says, what's up, boys? Spenny Penny Bombs made the outro. Appreciate Spenny Penny Bombs rocking through here. There's Voodoo Ranger. He's in the house. Like number 8 says, my favorite. Going to be a good day. We got vodka style in the house from Rob McNabb. It's going to be a vodka night. I'll tell you that. It's only right that we fire it down. Get after it. Let's go. Voodoo Rangers recognizing Mr. Bombs. And Subhuman Gaucho. His name is Sub. Says, evening, guys. Lots of boost for Hertz and McDaniels to both go over. Who's going under? Not Hertz. It's not Hertz. Voodoo shouting out stats. There's Damon Waring in the house. Says, good evening, fellas. This is my new favorite show. Let's get to this money. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you coming through. Glad you found us. Happy to see you commenting on a regular basis with us here. Appreciate you rocking through, Damon. That's what it's all about, man. We're trying to grow this community, and you're a member of it, and we appreciate that. So thank you for coming back in. Voodoo Ranger shouting out Subhuman Gotcha. Still makes me laugh. You know there's going to be a lot of scumbag talk tonight. Joseph Alvarado says, I hit the number 13 like button. Damn, hopefully that turns out well. I don't like to hit the third. I don't like to be the 13th. Someone's got to do it. But I don't like that. I'm superstitious, man. I'm like that. Futon Bets in the house. Futon Bets. You're a funny son of a bitch, man. I saw a comment that you made on somebody's Twitter profile. I saw it. It made me laugh. Get back in the lab. There's games to cap, he says. UNLV minus 17. He's ready to roll. Todd Clinton's in the house. McDavid has a huge night. Gets his 2 goals tonight at plus 800, and Vancouver gets the win from Todd Clinton. There's Jay Peasy. He wrote the outro. My man came out last night, made his debut on screen with us. Firing up. Let's go. Justin McKelvey's shouting out Voodoo. Tom McIntyre's in the house. Thanks on the Indy underpin. Parlayed with BM over 18.5 points. Okay. We did cash that other one, too. I forgot what the other bet was. That was the one with the boost. Anyhow, doesn't matter. It was good. It was good, Tom. I'm glad you made some money, my dude. Remember, 34-1 is that trend now. I'll keep that in mind. We've got a couple nice trends for, I think, one strong trend for the NBA tonight. Actually, it's a trend on both sides that kind of intersect. Not fully intersecting zeros, but kind of. Rob McMahon says smash the like button, and here you go. Mr. Bombs doing what he does. Bombs away, baby. He's got CMC over 6.5 receiving yards. McCaffrey. I'm sorry, not CMC. McCaffrey over 6.5 receiving yards. Daniels over 41.5 rushing yards. A.J. Brown over 80.5 receiving yards. Goddard over 30.5 receiving yards. And then touchdowns. This is where he fires away. He's taking Robinson, plus 115. I need a boo track. He's got A.J. Brown at plus 130. I need a yeah track. He's got Goddard at plus 230. Did I mess that up? Plus 330 for McCaffrey and Barkley. 2+ touchdowns at plus 900. Did I read that right? No, Barkley 2+ touchdowns. Man, Jesus, it's right on the screen. What am I doing? What's wrong with me, Spenny? Get me right here, my guy. Goddard 50+ receiving yards. Plus 2,200, same game parlay. Chris Della's in the house. Says drill, baby, drill. Here we go. Here's the parlay. Sometimes you hit the enter too fast. I get you, my dude. Goddard 50+ receiving yards. Daniels 50+ rushing yards. And AJ 100+ receiving. That's why they call him Mr. Bombs. That's got a bomb card written right over. It's what? 3 legs? 4 legs? 1, 2, 3. I'm fucking struggling here. It's 3 legs. Get it right. Get it right. Pimp slap. Let's go. Chris Sala likes the Eagles minus 6.5. Spenny says Utah and Dallas game. Luka triple-double plus 425. What are you looking at my card, Spenny? Are you looking at my card? He's got Keontae George at 7+ assists. Najee Marshall, 7+ rebounds at plus 280. He's unloading the goods for us. Let's go. Voodoo Ranger says, what's new? We're trying to make money, man. Nicholas Handy. Joe Dubs in the house. Jay Main. Trisha M. Giving you guys the look here. The Panthers money line in the under 6. Is it Thursday? It is. And you know what that means. That's how we roll. Oldie. East Carolina team total under. One of two things will happen. I like the number. One of two things. Either it goes over or it goes under. Is that the two things? Shout out to you, Oldie. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming and rocking with us. David Wallace, liking the Eagles today. Trisha Hims is looking forward to the TNF analysis. Well, hopefully our guy C-Mac can come in here and talk some sense into me, because I'm all Eagles. This is an all Eagles household. This is a huge game, man. Between these two teams. This is like the biggest game between these two teams in, I think, 25 years. David Wallace says, love Mike Tyson, but you're crazy to lay money on that. I was sending it around earlier. Your boy, I spent some time with Mike Tyson. I got to meet him. As a matter of fact, he was a little lonely, and he asked me to sit down and join him on the couch. So we talked. We hemmed it up for about 15 minutes. It was a long time ago, though. It was a long time ago. Maybe I'll show the picture later. There's Spenny, shouting out Oldie. Jay Main, for what it's worth, I noticed the home team quarterback 7-3 on the over on passing yard props on Thursday night games. I said to myself after last week, the home team quarterback seems like it always goes over, and sure enough, keeping it 100 for us. Appreciate you guys, man. This is great. Let's go. There's Keith's in the house. He's ready to go. KV's in the house. She's ready to go. She's got McDavid Edmonton going for 1,000 points. Vasilevsky in Tampa Bay going for 300 win. Jets backup Comrie in net. How about that? J-Dub says pay-per-view wins Paul versus Tyson. Isn't it Netflix? It's Netflix, right? I think it's on Netflix, I saw, which is weird. Seems weird that it's on Netflix. Pretty sure I'll be having it either way. Shout out to IPTV. Juggler 23. $5 best bet. Tampa Bay Lightning minus 140. Let's go. Little horse racing talk in the chat as well. We love it all. Jay Main says Kenneth Gainwell over the rushing yards. Redbeard, not going to repost that. But Futon Bets appreciates the comments. Let's go. And then JPV 1951. There's a name I haven't seen yet. It says Drysdale. 24 goals in the last 28 meetings against the Nashville Predators. I think that game sails over the number, personally. Skunt Blaster, author of the Skunt Bag play of the day. He's got the Eagles winning margin 1-6 at plus 300. Seems like it's going to be a tight game. Nasty Nate likes Tyson by KO, a.k.a. the mechanic, a.k.a. the wrench. Nasty Nate also, a.k.a. the like button policeman. You don't want to get pulled over by that guy for not hitting the like button. So make sure you do smash that thumbs up. Skunt Blaster, Scumbag play of the day is on Northern Iowa, plus 8.5 as well. And he likes the New Jersey Devils. Rocking this thing out. Nasty Nate said he spent some time with John Jones. How about that? I saw somebody did a John Jones, Jake Paul parlay. I think it was plus money. I think it worked out to be. I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying that's what I saw. And Joe T says the Friday night fight poll is on the community tab. Please go vote. The fight poll, the polls in general, the primetime football polls in the community tab. I don't remember now, Joe. Was it 15-4-1 or something like that? 15-4-1. So make sure you guys do stop in and check it out at the very least to see who does that sharp community want to get their money behind, because they have been crushing. Scott Blaster says, oh, okay, Jimmy did that. Okay, so I can't imagine what the odds were with that. But got minus 150, huh? It's a little early for me to give out my final main event card for the UFC, but man, there's been a lot of smack talk. I almost think it seems John Jones is going to win this fight. There's no way he loses. I mean, he's already planning his next fight. They're already talking about why he's going to fight Aspinall, and I gotta play who's in front of you. Shout out to Old E gifting a sports money membership. Shout out to you, my dude. Appreciate you helping us build this community. One sports money member at a time. Shout out to you, Oldie, blessing our action. It's only right that we launch off on that note. There we go. Joe T says he just updated the record. It's 15-6-1. How about that? 15-6-1. The consensus on the community tab is on primetime games. 15-6-1. I think our last game we had, oh no, that was the fight. 150 people voted on that main fight on Saturday. 90% said it was going knockout. 90%. And it went knockout. How about that? Crazy. 150 people, 90% thought it was going knockout, and it goes knockout. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then Spenny says he doesn't want to fight Aspinall. It will be, but Dana doesn't want to give him Pereira. Says he's nowhere near the matchup. Pereira is nowhere near the matchup for Bones, per Dana White. And he said if they don't give him, what did he say? If they don't give him Pereira, he's going to retire? I don't know. He's a Western New York lad. And I hope he smashes, but you start talking that kind of shit, man. I'm okay if you get your bell rung. You know what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down? Well, let's put down the bookies tonight. Let's get to the NHL. You guys know the deal with CMAC popping in. The dually screen popped up, so we keep it a little more loose. I do have the banners produced and ready to go for you guys. So let's talk about the first NHL game we're going to get into action with here tonight. What a card. What a card. I'll tell you, I don't have any action in the Flyers and Senators. I'll give you guys some quick thoughts on that one. Normally, I like to fade the Flyers. The Senators had a big win last night against them Toronto Maple Leafs. And it wasn't last night, was it? No, I'm sorry. It was 2 nights ago. And that was a big win for the franchise. Flyers are going back to Fedotov. See, the Senators win in regulation and the Flyers stomp them. I'm inclined to think the Flyers stomp them. I think it's a bad spot for the Senators. But Sharks and Rangers, what are you going to do here? Plus 340 on the Sharks money line out of principle. Now it is Shesterkin that's going to be starting again in net. And that's a tricky one. It's just a big number. What are you going to do? I mean, you got the Rangers coming off of getting drubbed. They're now 1-2 in their last 3. And don't look now, but, the Sharks are win one, lose one type of team. They're finding a way to surge right now. Coming off a loss to the Flyers, 4-3. We were on the Sharks in that game. They did not come through for us. So I cannot go back to them tonight. But I can start off with the Devils and the Panthers, and I can tell you this one is a great spot for the Florida Panthers. This line is swelled as well, which does give me a little pause for concern. You're now sitting at minus 152. There's been a lot of... I guess this happens when there's a smaller card. Or the NHL's got a robust card tonight. But the rest of the leagues, everybody's on notice right now. I don't know if they don't want to compete with Thursday Night Football. I don't know if they don't want to compete with the NHL. I don't know what's going on, but somebody doesn't want to do some competing. And that's an issue. As I was looking back at it, though, we've got Jake Allen going for the New Jersey Devils. He's got a 2.82 goals against average, 91.4% save percentage. And he's playing better than his overall numbers his last couple of games. He's whittled down his goals against average to 2.35. 57 saves on 58 shots. It's impressive. It's impressive as we roll on. And keep in mind, it's a little revenge opportunity as well. It was a 4-1 final that we saw the Devils beat the Florida Panthers. So you got a bounce back opportunity potentially for the Florida Panthers. On the other side, Vezina Trophy finalist Sergei Bobrovsky, a.k.a. SpongeBob. Now, you can't pick your nicknames, but if they started calling me SpongeBob, I'd start fighting dudes in the locker room. Call me fucking SpongeBob. But anyways, he's 8-2-1. He's got a 2.95 goals against average. He's struggling a little bit to kind of keep the twine under check there. He's getting the wins, but it's because that Florida offense is dynamic, and they rested him. They rested him specifically for this bounce back opportunity. Spencer Knight was the young gun that was in the pipe. So you got a rested goaltender coming in, a revenge opportunity off that 4-1. And just because they've changed locations 2 nights later doesn't mean I expect it to be any different, except the one caveat. What's the one caveat? It's Thursday. What do we do on Thursdays? We smash the Florida unders. We're going to continue. Last Thursday didn't go our way. Last Thursday wasn't over. I feel that trend was 20. Was it 22-2 now? I think is what that trend is on the third. I'll run it back again for an actual accurate number on that thing, but it's got to be damn near close to 22-2 to the under for the Florida Panthers on a Thursday. I don't know why. I don't know why that. Maybe it has to do with being down near. I don't know. I can't make heads or tails of it. Maybe just being near Miami, being down South Florida on a Thursday, getting ready for a weekend. I don't know. Richard M says Lego Ice Cats. I think it's a good spot for them. I like that parlay that she put together with the Florida Panthers and the under 6. But I'm going to go to it. I think, again, revenge. We saw a low-scoring game the last time out. We've got the better of the goaltenders in the pipes. And I think it's a good spot for Florida to exact their revenge. But it's an under 6 for me. And we'll move on. We'll move on to game number 2. Lots of early action for me in the NHL tonight. I looked at game number 2, and I've got this Jets and Lightning spot. You know, I talk about getting the pen and paper out, right? Write some of these trends down. Things for you guys to consider. Where'd my notes go? I haven't even looked at my notes yet. The fuck? I'm just firing. We're just firing away. Don't matter. We'll just fire. Couple teams. Remember last year, we had the bushel of teams. What do we call them? The Trend Cousins or something like that? I don't remember what it was called. It wasn't Trend Cousins. That sounds stupid. It sounds stupid. I wouldn't have said anything. That's stupid. I say plenty of stupid things, but that just sounded stupid. Anyways, when you got teams in Seattle, Tampa Bay, Carolina, and Toronto, here's what you write down. Seattle, Tampa Bay, Carolina, Toronto. If they're off a home favorite loss and they are a home favorite, they are 65-17. Those 4 teams. Home favorite loss, now a home favorite. Think about that as you look at this net situation. Everybody's talking about the Winnipeg Jets. Killing it. They are. Obviously, we know 15-1. Continuing to beat teams down. Now, do we see it again? We also have a strong trend. Let's not forget the opportunity here. Non-conference favorite against a team with a 70% or better winning record. Huge trend for those boys. Now, it does have a loss. That loss came the other night. That loss was the New York Rangers. They fit that criteria. Non-conference team. Who'd they play? The Winnipeg Jets. The Winnipeg Jets had a winning track record, 70% or better. That trend is 69-22. It had hit 10 in a row until the other day, and the Winnipeg Jets popped the bubble. We got these guys favored for a reason. Goaltending-wise, we look at who's in the twine. It's Eric Comrie, the backup. They're sitting Hellebuck. Doesn't matter. He's 3-0. They still win with this guy. They're winning with everybody. Doesn't matter who's in there. But you know who's not in there for the Winnipeg Jets tonight? And this is something to be concerned with. What do we have from a full loaded staff? Where did the lineup go? Oh, I just lost the lineup. Is it Connor that's out tonight for the Jets? Shit. Doesn't matter. I could care less who's in or out of that lineup in the spot here. This is that bounce back for this Tampa Bay team. And they've got Vasilevsky going in goal. He's 6-5-1. But he's got a 91% save percentage. You know, these two goalies are pretty equal, both sitting around 91%. Comrie's got 2.67 goals against average. Vasilevsky's got 2.43 goals against average. KV talked about this one here, the big opportunity for the win. And Tampa Bay, look, struggling right now. 4-game losing streak. But yet they're coming in against this team that's kicking the shit out of everybody. This is red flag alert. Absolute red flag alert here for this Winnipeg Jets spot there. I think you got to be concerned. You certainly got to be concerned. What's up, Billy Briz in the house? What's up, Mikey? Dropping in saying hi. Buffalo plays Bryant in 30 minutes. Took, did you? Neither team plays defense. Highest total on the board tonight. Holy shit. Holy shit, Billy Briz. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you. I'm curious your thoughts on John Jones. Does John Jones KO or get KO'd? Or does he go to decision? AOD. Yeah, man. I'm working on an exception. They don't want to put graphics on the front and the back. So I had to escalate things to see what that's going to look like for us out there. Mitch Morber says, "What's up, Mike? My play tonight is AJ Brown anytime touchdown. Let's go. Appreciate that. Appreciate you sharing. Jay Peasy, 3 unders, 1 over on Thursday this season. 22-3 now. There we go. 22. I knew it was close. You know, it's like some of these things are so ingrained. I just keep riding, right? Unless it's the Winnipeg Jets. Then you don't want to be riding them Winnipeg Jets here. I think it's a great Tampa Bay opportunity for us tonight. That's how we're going to go game number 2 on the card. Again, home favorite off a home favorite loss, 65-17 if they're Seattle, Tampa Bay, Carolina, or Toronto. Think about that. Toronto's like Spenny can talk about this, right? The hockey capital of the Northeast in Canada anyways. Carolina, the under capital in the Atlantic or on the Atlantic coast. Tampa Bay, I don't know how Tampa Bay fits in there other than proud organization used to winning. And then the Kraken. And I can see the Kraken because that's a shitty travel spot. It's a hard way to get out to that Pacific Northwest. So that makes a lot of sense. There we go. Billy Briz parlayed John Jones and Jake Paul at -141. Not my favorite price tag, but MMA in the year 2024. Can't complain. I think you want to take a little Chandler KO action, Billy Briz. Maybe round 1. But definitely by round 2. That's my thought. Just off the cuff. Sure. Spit a little UFC with you guys. All right, let's go. Game number 3. We've got in the NHL. We're going to look at this St. Louis Blues Buffalo Sabres spot. And right now, we've got numbers that can't make sense. You got a St. Louis Blues team coming off a bad loss. You got a Buffalo Sabres team. Let's go into Devin Levi. Goalie UPL gets hurt. And the Sabres coming off a 5-7 loss to Montreal. Now, they are on their 3rd straight home game. The St. Louis Blues, I don't know if they ran out of gas and they couldn't leave their home barn, but they're making their first road game. Again, that 3-2 spot. I guess I can discount St. Louis in that 3-2 loss after what they have 5 straight home games. 4-1 to the under in those 5 games. Crazy. We talked about that St. Louis Blues at home and how we won. We cashed on that under 5.5 at that Boston spot. St. Louis Blues at home, for whatever reason, the recipe is an under. But after 5 straight home games, you're playing a team in Boston. I could discount it. You know, you think about it. If you're getting ready to go on the road, they probably left that night so they can get the travel out of the way, get their road legs underneath them. You know, you got to check the dog in at the boarding kennel, I guess. You know, you got to drop off your dry cleaning. You got to make sure you throw out the garbage so the shit doesn't rot in the fridge while you're away for a couple of days. A lot of things going on. You got to cancel any of your personal appointments while you're going out of town for 3 days. So you lose sight and focus of the game. They were up that game and Boston stormed back and beat the shit out of them. Not numerically, just physically. They dominated that game. To be a 3-2 finish, heartbreaking loss. But as far as the goaltenders are concerned, this is where I started approaching this game. First thing we know, we talked about UPL. He's out. So they're going to Devin Levi. Why is that an issue? He couldn't even, it doesn't matter how inflated the ball is. This guy struggles. 1-4 on the season, 5.37 goals against average, 86.6% save percentage. Jordan Binnington on the other side, 4-7, 3.26 goals against average, 88.7% save percentage. The Blues lost 3 in a row. They've been getting outscored 15-5. Now it makes sense because they're home. Levi, we nailed this spot, I thought, yesterday, and we're going to do it again tonight here. Levi comes in. He wasn't supposed to play the other day. UPL gets busted up. They put him in there, and he gets housed. Mental headspace, not where I necessarily would think you want it to be for a guy in Devin Levi. Expect him to be on the bench. He goes out there, and he gets roasted and toasted. And then on top of that, Tage Thompson out of the lineup, undetermined amount of time. Huge impact of this Buffalo offense. Buffalo off a home loss is just 7-8. But they're 11-4 to the over. Think about that one there. I don't care. I'm taking St. Louis. I'm taking this team to get on the road. Sometimes, especially after a bad stretch, you got to feel good getting ready to get on that road. You got camaraderie. The boys are together. All the bullshit kind of gets pushed aside. You're angry about that loss to this Boston Bruins team. You want to get back on the winning saddle. You got a 50-50 spot when it comes to Buffalo at home off a loss. We just talked about teams like the Tampa Bay at home off a loss. On the flip side, with your struggling goaltender and a game that I expect to see points, fireworks, 11-4 to the over. I like the dog in this spot. I wouldn't be mad if you wanted to take the dog and the over in a parlay. That's how I'm going to get paid. We're going to take that shot there. I see our guys just about ready backstage, so we will keep her moving. Last game for me, 8 o'clock window. Probably could do a couple more of these later games. We'll see how the card evolves. I really do want to hammer in on that Edmonton spot. I just didn't pull the trigger. But I can tell you this. Looking at the Boston Bruins and the Dallas Stars game, bottom line, right? We got two teams that don't play each other very often. They play once at home and once on the road, twice, and that's it. And you got a Stars team playing defensive hockey. We know Dallas at home is an under team. Dallas at home is also an overtime team. It's too early in the season to be going off overtimes, though. They only allow 1.71 goals per game at home. That's it. They're firing. On the road, the Bruins are struggling to score. 2.25 goals per game on the road. They're just not shooting the puck enough. One of those situations, just like we talked about with Vegas. They're just trying to figure out their identity. Now, we do have Swayman. That is a concern. We talked about this piece of shit the other day. 5-5-2 record. He gets the big contract and he decides to go puke his nuts up. He's got a 3.32 goals against average, 89.6% save percentage. He struggled. 12 games on this. I mean, this is bad. This is not good. But it's a bounce back spot. They lost 5-2 3 weeks ago. Swayman got busted up. He let 4 goals on 31 shots in that game. Busted him up. Flip side, we got Jake Ottinger. Another Vezina Trophy type finalist here. 7-3 on the season, 2.72. These goaltending matchups, sometimes they just kind of elevate here. And I can certainly appreciate anybody that wants to get involved with Dallas. Dallas in regulation, maybe. Dallas -1. I mean, Boston's coming off that overtime game as well. I could see some potentially tired legs, but to me, when you got a team that's struggling to shoot the puck, they're not finding the back of the twine, and they're on now their second game in a row on the road. We got a Dallas team that's an underhaven out there. They're going to the hot hand. They're going back to Ottinger because he's busting them up. 20 of 21 saves his last game out there. 7-1 trouncing of the Pittsburgh Penguins. We were all over Dallas. That was his bounce back spot. Prior to that, Ottinger was shitting the bed. 11 goals and 69 shots in the 3 games before that. But still, 69 shots, 3. What's happening is even Dallas isn't finding a way to shoot the puck. And they're struggling with guys like Rupi Hintz. He's not finding the back of the net. I put all that together. I smashed it all up. I thought to myself, here we go in a revenge opportunity this season here at the home of the under in the Central Division. Give me some Dallas Stars under. Or in the Central time zone, I guess. Dallas Stars under. I don't think Boston wins this game. I don't think they really have a shot here. But, Sagan, Pasternak, yeah, you could talk about those guys going out there, but they're getting older. They're not doing what they do. And when things go cold in Dallas, they are ice cold. Hard to imagine, but that is the case. And I'm going to take the under 6. So we got Florida under 6. We got Dallas under 6. We got Tampa. We got St. Louis for the early action window in the NHL. I'll hit the NBA real quick, and then hopefully our boy is ready to go. Get the marbles out of my mouth. Lone game in the NBA, the Dallas Mavericks, the Utah Jazz. And it's pretty 50-50 split across the cash. Exactly 52% of the bets and 55% of the cash sitting on the Dallas Mavericks. Line really hasn't moved. Hasn't gone anywhere. It's still sitting at 8.5. Totals dropped a point. 231.5 to 230.5 with 69% of the bets and 69% of the cash. I'll pop it up there for you guys. I'll show it to you. Yeah, I'm taking in on Dallas in this spot. Got to imagine Dallas isn't overly enthralled with the way that their season has started, sitting at 5-6. But Dallas likes to beat the shit out of the teams they can beat the shit out of, and Utah Jazz are very much one of those teams at 2-8 on their season. Now, overall, you look at some of these things here. What happened that last game? Fucking heartbreaker. We had the +2.5 with Dallas against Golden State. What does Dallas do? They lose by 3. Heartbreaker. Steph Curry. How many times have you guys heard Steph Curry with the dagger in his life, in his NBA career? I mean, I don't know if anybody said that back at Davidson, but Golden State certainly did a good thing there picking that guy up. And at the end of the day, I'll dismiss that loss. Why? Klay Thompson, first game in the lineup for Dallas. What do we do when the star player comes back? Sadly, we fade him that first game. It takes time to get back in the rhythm, figure out the routine. And, they lost by the hook. What are you going to do? It's a heartbreaker. The Jazz, on the other hand, I mean, look, they beat up on the Bulls 135-126 on the road. They beat up on the Spurs on the road. Then they come back home against the Suns and they get housed. The spot for me in this one is the Mavericks. I'll tell you exactly why. As I was looking at this, we got a couple little trends as I teased at the start of the show. Basically, it comes down to this. When the Jazz shot the lights out of the place, they're a dog of less than 16 points. They scored over 111 points and had less than 16 threes. Dog of less than 16, scored over 111 points and less than 16 threes. Why do I say shoot the lights out? Because they had less than 16 threes and they put up over 111 points. They're 0-10 in those spots, the Utah Jazz. Then you look at this Dallas Mavericks team. They're 1-4 in their last 5 games. 3 straight losses, trigger opportunity here. When you're a favorite of 6.5 points or more, you're on a 3 or more game losing streak. 64-32 in those opportunities. They're a favorite for a reason. That's one of those games. What do the books know? Well, the books know that margin of victory is 13 points. The books know in that Jazz spot, after shooting the lights out, that margin of victory is 20 points. So you add a 20 and a 13 slapped together with a meaty margin on that thing. You got to go Dallas. Then I looked at Luka. We'll take a triple-double shot with Luka. We've been doing okay with some of these triple-doubles. I had LeBron the other night. I should have gave that to you guys. But didn't LeBron have like 3 triple-doubles in a row or some shit like that? Anyways, Luka, triple-double. Last 6 games on the road against losing teams. What did I start with at the start of the conversation? They love beating the shit out of bad teams. They step up. They rise to the occasion. They are stat padders. And Lucas pads the stats better than anybody. We're 6 in a row on the road against shit teams. These boys are going to be fired up in that bounce back opportunity with huge trends moving in their direction. We're going to take a shot. Going to take a shot. Seymour's in the house. What's up, Seymour? Says they were the best covering after a loss last year. Bounce back team. And they played better on the road. I agree. Hands down. KV's got Stonehill under 143. There's googly-eyed UFC ring girl. Thought she was cuddling and cashing, but she's coming in. She won at the riverboat this afternoon with the girls. Had 6 Twisteds and a frozen Dirk Nowitzki in the hotel swim. Wow. Oh, yeah. Hi, Pimp. Huge UFC weekend. I'm feeling too flirty again. Let's go, Eagles. I saw C-Mac back there. I saw him. I saw you, C-Mac. I'm ready for you when you're ready for us, my friend. Joe T says head-to-head between the Blues and the Sabres over 1.5, 7 of 9, and over 5.5, 8 of 9. I think it's good UFC. I think that's a good over spot for sure. Shout out to Nathan Cerna. Appreciate you, my dude. Says I'm tuned in from work on a break away from the BS. Thanks, man. Appreciate you coming in. Rocking in on a work break there. Spending your break time with us. Appreciate that, man. Speaking of spending his break time with us, I see him back there. He looks like he's ready to go. Getting a sip. Got to stay hydrated. It's very important. I'll play-by-play it for you guys. Let's bring in our guy. Which one of these? There it is. I got it. Please welcome back for Thursday night action. He's got a Thursday residence here at Sports Money and Pregaming. Welcome, Connor. Miggity, Matt. Daddy in the house. How you feeling, C-Mac? You look good. You look good. What kind of t-shirt? What's the t-shirt game look like today? He's got the Houston Astros. Can't hear you.
Houston Asterix.
Oh, is it the Astros?
Yeah.
Okay. I knew you got. I was gonna say you're too classy just to go straight Astros here. You got to have something in there. He's got the C-Mac. Yes, if you haven't noticed, C-Mac comes in with the shirt game and it's always tight. So appreciate you, my guy.
All day. It's going down.
You ruined my 0 day sober for me. I was gonna get that shirt and now I can't have it. You ruined it for me.
Why? Get it. Get it. Get it.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. How you feeling? Son of a bitch.
I'm fired up for this card, dude. I had a rare afternoon cup of coffee. Usually I'm a strict morning guy, but I'm gonna tell you my routine, C-Mac. On Eagles game day, I drink out of the Eagles mug. It's the only time I drink out of the Eagles mug is on Eagles game day, and then I leave it in my sink empty until after the game is done.
All right.
Now, this morning I got up and I drank out of another mug. And then I realized
what a rule breaker.
This afternoon, I was like, oh man, wait a minute. It's Eagles game night. Why didn't I get the mug, pour the coffee, and now I'm all fired up. So there you go. There's a little insight.
I love it. I love it.
Well, we got some action, my friend. We got college basketball. We got college football. We've got probably should talk a little bit about some of these games here because I know we're going to be popping off soon here. We've got college basketball, I guess, on deck first and foremost. I got a couple games in the college hoops arena here this evening. I've got 1, 2, 3 spot in college basketball. Anything you want to start with?
No, there's not a lot of college basketball that starts. You're not on anything in this college football game, are you? Let's hit that real quick. Are you?
I'm on the under. I'm on the under 63.
Well, let's hit it. Hit it real quick.
Let's go. Let's talk about the numbers. I got some 7 o'clock college basketball action. East Carolina, Tulsa, line is screaming. It's all the way up to 16.5. So you got 54% of the bets and 56% of the cash sitting there on East Carolina. This total's climbed up 3 points. 60.5 is where it opened. It's gone to 63.5. And it's an interesting number. You got 43% of the bets, but 52% of the cash on the over in this game. You got an East Carolina team at 5-4. You got a Tulsa Golden Hurricane team at 3-6. I said at the onset of the show, if this game didn't even go off, would anybody care? And that's exactly where I thought about this game here. But a lot of points, man. Who's going to score all these points? Is it going to be Tulsa's going to have to go put up? Tulsa's got to put up 21 to contribute to the 63.5 going over, in my opinion. And I don't think they can. Their defense, yeah, they can grind. I don't know. I don't love this game. This number is just too big. I don't want to tease it. I thought about, I think it's going to be a little rock fight. And I think that, the problem I have is Tulsa's defense, they can get blown up through the air, right? They're certainly a softie when it comes to that secondary, but I just don't think that, to me, this number is too big and that I don't think Tulsa can push the number along with them. That's how I arrived at this under when it came to this game. I just don't think Tulsa can match these guys battle for battle, blow for blow. They're going to get tired. It'd probably be, I want the full game though, not the first half. Simply just because I think at this point, East Carolina, yeah, they're grinding. They found their groove. They're getting the ball through the air as well, but they got a nice little dual threat situation there. The run and the pass. I think that's going to keep Tulsa guessing. I think they're going to probably lean more to the run because they're going to be busting this team up and they're just going to want to get this clock over with and get the hell out of there. So give me the under for a little Thursday night action. What do you think?
Yeah, I can see it. This is just a shitty game. This Tulsa team, though, Mikey, you better hope their defense plays up a little bit, and they are at home. But man, they gotten gashed all year. They've had a few, all right games that where the Louisiana Tech early on, they beat them. but it has been great. And then the crazy comeback at UTSA, and I thought, I'll take it next week. UAB's god awful, and they scored 4 touchdowns in about 5 fucking minutes, and that game's 59-21. I'm the other way in this game. I'd lean the over. I just would. I know it's up a couple points, but if you got 61, I think that's fine. East Carolina, since they've made the quarterback change, have been really, really good. I think they get to 35-40. And yeah, it's really on Tulsa. And East Carolina, their team totals, I think, 37.5, 38. So they do have to get to 40. I kind of lean that way. Hauser, the change has been great. Coat, everything gone, like, whole out of there. And one thing that hurt him in the past was the turnovers. And it's kind of been the same with Tulsa. And its defense, 125th in the country. They give it up anywhere and everywhere. Against the run, I guess they're a little bit better. 60th, they only give up 140 yards. But this won't be easy for them. But they're at home. And I'd look out. This team's awful. But at plus 16, everyone's going to be. And I think everyone's going to be on East Carolina here. They're red hot, playing red hot. They're just going to march in there and win by 3 touchdowns. I'd watch out with that bet if you love it. I'm just letting you know, Tulsa here at home after getting that ass slapped. Just look out. I think they could maybe play a better game and keep this game close. So
they got a team total. They got a team total pegged at 22.5. That's where I was looking at it going, are they going to get 3 touchdowns? If they get 3 touchdowns, this is going to be an in trouble bet.
They might. I think they're right around there. And what's his name's the quarterback there? Warner's son.
Yeah.
Tulsa.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was awful, but the defense was awful. I mean, for a UAB team that we talked about how bad they've been, and Dilfer, the coach, everything that's gone on, to just waltz in and just kick the shit out of them a couple weeks ago. Woof. Was ugly. Sorry, Legas is the quarterback at Tulsa. The old Oklahoma. I'm sorry, after all these teams, the Utah State quarterback, getting confused there. So I go the other way. I lean over, and I lean the points.
I'm gonna have to put a small little side wager on this thing here, huh? Maybe a stake bet or something here. I don't know. Get the see if we can't get.
We're not official bets. Do you bet this? You bet the under?
Yeah. Yeah, I bet the under.
That's different. Yeah. I just okay.
Yeah, I'm on it. I can't see in which world they're going to find a way to get 21 points out of Tulsa, but that'll be the home team. That's certainly a concern. And again, I just think that the style makes the fight, and I think it's going to be a difficult game for these guys on the ground. And I think
all right.
defensive lines, I think, are both kind of solid. My concern again is
stop it. They're not.
Well, I think they can stop the run.
Stop it.
They can stop.
All right, but that was crazy.
Solid enough to be able to keep this thing. You're going to have to at some point throw the ball through the air. That's the advantage that we see that East Carolina has. I wouldn't want to lay fucking points with East Carolina. I'm all over this under, but we'll see. Let's go. I got one that's popping off here. Let's see. College basketball wise, what do we got going on here? Let's go to 8 p.m. C-Mac. I got a little 8 p.m. action I'm on. I'll give you guys a play that I jumped in on that I'm a big fan of here tonight. Look at the Southern Illinois Oak State game with a huge number that's getting wider. 91% of the bets and 87% of the cash on Southern Illinois. They have dominated Oklahoma State. Historically, they've been, what do they got? I can't remember the total number of wins that they've got in a row. Oak State coming off of, obviously a 2-0 record here. But who have they played? Now, the same thing could be said for Southern Illinois. I mean, UIC, favorite of 6 points back in March, shut down. They come back out now, new season, new squad, and they get busted up by College of Charleston. I'm a College of Charleston fan. We were on Charleston, I believe, in that game. But now we got this Oak State spot, C-Mac. And to me, here's an opportunity for us. Here's a little trendage to get into this game and talk a little bit about it. Bottom line. Oh, fuck, I didn't write it down. It's the home favorite off a win fade spot out there is what it is. Southern Illinois home. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Does this sit here? Shit, C-Mac. What do you think about this game? Let me see if I can find this while you regale us with some thoughts on this game.
Yeah, shout out to the chat. A lot of Tyson, Jake Paul talk in here. Red Beard, True Teller, Trisha, Dan Kelly. My dude, yeah, 40, the loser 20. It should be interesting. Irish King, Jake Peasy, my dude. I saw the intro rap. I love it. My man, Nasty Nate.
You made the video.
I mean, yeah, I made the video. Hell yeah. I loved it. JPC killed it. That's all I fucking.
That was the Olympic video. Barely remember doing that.
That's all that matters. Yeah, I remember nothing. All right, let's get to this. Southern Illinois. They lost. I have a problem with them. Where they lost to Charleston. They're by 10. It's early on. As the year goes on, I think this is what they've been and fed on the last few years is their defense. Slow play, better defense, and some of these teams, it's going to start to go down. We were just earlier in the year, we've seen, a lot of points. Depends on some of these, but out of conference, you can see that. And they haven't shot the ball well. It's been okay. 54%, 39 for 3, 76% from the line, 24% from 3. In the next game they won, who they beat up, you even know the name of these the team they beat up on. Some of these names are wild that they play these games.
Some of these new schools that have popped up.
Insane. It's just crazy. Oklahoma State, they look good against Green Bay, playing at a lot faster pace early on too for them. And then they beat the Tommies by 9. Don't cover. They haven't covered. The Seahawks have covered 8 in a row. Mike, I don't know what makes you want to cover this. Now, I think it's moved too much. I think this line's moved too far. They are at home where they should play better basketball. And they're at home. And one thing, though, with Southern Illinois, it's been just the consistent, and you talked about the success, and they've beat them the last couple of years, just shooting the ball, which I already brought up the numbers. Like, they shoot the 3 okay, decent from the foul line, they're in this game and they cover. If they don't, they kind of get blown out. But I think they hang around. I think it's too far. Even with the love on them, and this is gone, college basketball doesn't bother me that this is gone. Maybe what people were thinking it was too short to begin with. But at 12.5, give me Southern Illinois here. I don't think they fear Oklahoma State at all.
I found the number that I was looking at. I love it. I love the thought process. Love to see that we're in alignment there. The home favorite coming off a win, but a spread loss. Win, but non-cover, and they're in the favorite role.
That's been them consistently. Yeah, yep. I saw some of those earlier. Yeah.
23-1 straight up. But to your point about the number getting too wide, 5-19 against the spread. Specific to Oak State here today. Too many points. You're going to win this thing by over 10. They'll be lucky to win. They'll probably get themselves, I don't want to say lucky. They'll probably get themselves like the token 5 or 6 point win. And we got
I wouldn't say.
I just don't see him. I can't see him busting it up past double digits. And that's, our guy Billy Briss was in here earlier. He always talks about it. You're going to win by 12.5. If you're going to cover 12.5, you got to score 15. There's just not enough margin in this thing, and the number continues to grow wider. So give me a little Southern Illinois. Fuck them.
Totally agree.
That's the assessment there. Fuck them. I got another one for you, C-Mac. I got one we'll take a look at here. We'll go deeper into the schedule. We'll bust down. It's not a huge college basketball slate, as you said here tonight, but Texas A&M, CC, New Mexico State.
Ooh, yes.
6.5 down to 4.5, down to 4s. 97% of the bets, 97% of the cash on this road dog. The Islanders coming into 2-0 New Mexico State. Gonna win this game? Gonna come out there and bust them up outright? I don't believe so. I'm on New Mexico State in this one here. Conference opportunity, the SLC, baby. Road teams are 0-17 straight up. They're getting busted up. If you fade them against the spread, you're 15-2. The margin of victory is 6.5 points. New Mexico State. It also was applicable for Northern Kentucky, so keep your eyes on a live spot for North Kentucky. We kind of ran out of time to get into that one, but I'll take New Mexico State. I'll lay the 4 spot. This number's come down. I like to get on the back end of that movement for this game here. And again, we got a little bit of a later start for this one. So, New Mexico State comes into this game and 2-0. You can only play the guys in your, what are you going to do? They're shit schools. They play shit teams. Texas A&M CC gets busted up. I don't know. What are you going to do? You're going to put some money on this A&M CC team here. This short number got smaller. I think New Mexico State can win this thing by 10 points. So I'll lay the 4 points. I won't think twice about it.
I agree with you. I didn't bet it like the last one because I was searching at this. This should be 7 or 8. So
Yeah.
I see the value here with New Mexico State. Yeah, I think Texas A&M will be feisty, but I don't know how much. They did lose by 19. They did lose by 17 to Purdue because I think they're pretty good. And I thought they could hang around in this game, but I thought the number was it wasn't enough for me to back them. I'm not rushing on the other side like you are with New Mexico State, but I just think they have better shooters on the floor and down low. They beat Utah Tech 75-63. Solid game, workman type game for them where they look pretty good. Shot the 3, solid, 47% from the floor, 38% from 3. They do have to work on their free throws, which has been at times a problem, just 13 to 24. And when I look for favorites, I want to make free throws, Mikey. But yeah, I get it. In the end, I thought this game was, looking at it, I'm like, wow. I think there's a little bit of love from the 17-point loss to Purdue and that 18 or 19-point loss to New Mexico here.
Yep.
But I will be looking to back them later in the year, and for Texas A&M. For seriously, I will be looking at them.
I like that this number's come down with all that money coming in on the road dog because I think you're right. If you look at the public, their perception of a game and they see that they hung in there against that Purdue team, they should be able to go out there and handle a New Mexico State squad or maybe even win the game outright. But the stats aren't showing that. The history in this conference shows that this does not happen. And that's the way we're going to get paid. We're going to take points in one. We're going to lay points in the other. If we're going to lay it to play it. What about you? Any thoughts on the college basketball schedule? Anything that you want to touch on while we're parked here on the college basketball window?
We can hit up a couple here that are later real fast. Grand Canyon against Arizona State here, the Footprint Center. So, but there should be, fans for both these teams right down the street, though, for them. And I think they'll have success. And I don't know what Arizona State we get. The struggling team that I took, Idaho State, that couldn't score. They have a couple prospects that are really good, and it showed up. Where I just thought that day with Santa Clara, who beat St. Louis, there was no way I could back them. I couldn't get on Arizona State, Mikey, but I thought that was too big, and that was right down the street here at the Lee Forum, where the Silver Knights play here in town. But the big guy was better, at least the rebounds. This was a struggle for Arizona State where they were 338 last year on the boards. They were awful rebounding the basketball. But these big-time players looked better, and then they hung around with Gonzaga. Grand Canyon is loaded here. They got Coles, the guy from TCU, the transfer. Harrison's back. Basically, their leading scorer, 17 points. They have Williams and others. So I see the move here to Grand Canyon. But to win by 6 here, I don't know. Because I just don't know what Arizona State team we get in this game. Because I've just seen 2 different sides of this team already throughout the year, and the Gonzaga game, only 11 and 12 from the free throw line, but they shot it better, almost 50%, 9 and 29 from 3. This team can go ice cold though from 3. If they do, that'll be a trouble for them. And Grand Canyon can get it up and down and light it up when they're rolling. But this is crazy interesting. That's gone this far here. You have anything here?
I lean to Arizona State. I like the home team with the points.
Do they win outright? They're not home at all. But both these should have fans. Yeah.
I just think you look at this is a step back in class for Arizona State, right? Santa Clara, okay. Gonzaga, okay. And now you're going to come in and take on a Grand Canyon team. I mean, this is one of those spots where Grand Canyon hasn't covered spreads. They can't get the number right for this team because you don't know who's going to show up. And
a lot of hype for them. That's why. And they haven't covered the first two. Yeah.
Based off of last year's performance, right? They were firing
for the most part. Okay. Yeah.
And the overreaction comes in here. They started off 2-0, but again, they can't get behind the number. They're finding a way to win, and that's important. But great teams cover, and we get paid by covers. And I want the points if I'm taking Arizona State.
Totally agree.
I think it's just going to be too many. So I like that look there. I haven't officially.
Real quick. If Quayton hits the bigger guy, the 6'8", he gets going, and the Josan Sananon guy, he was supposed to go to Arizona, that big star recruit, could get going too. He's at 11-11 and only 3 versus Gonzaga, but he's going to play 30 minutes. These guys play well. These freshmen, these big recruits. They're look for Arizona State that looked awful in the scrimmage to Duke and then horrible against Idaho State, but back-to-back covers for him, a win and a close loss to Gonzaga.
I like it. Let's get into it. Let's go. Anything else in the college basketball slate that you want to jump in on here?
One other game. It's later that I think you should look at just because this team struggled. It lost its top 3 scorers. Cam Tyson. It's Seattle. I faded them already against Eastern Washington. And it's an Eastern Washington that half the players went to Washington State and Pullman to follow their coach. And they beat them up, shot the ball well, 93-86. They come back home and lose to Liberty by 2. But this team's kind of been shitty on the road all year. I mean, that's why I faded them at Eastern Washington. I like Cal Poly here in the spot. They have their own issues here. And are they good enough at home to beat them? I think this number is pretty solid, but I think they are, and they can hang around. We will see. Another team that so early on haven't played anybody, lost to Cal, and we just saw them lose to Vandy, kind of a shitty spot. But can Cal Poly play well enough? And even in the game, their defense was just so bad. They shot the ball well in that game at Cal, but it was kind of a step up in class. But I don't know if this is. So Cal Poly here or nothing, kind of at home.
I like that Cal Poly spot. I'm glad you said that. That was definitely one that's on my short card for the later slate. I thought similar situation. We're getting points. Is it the wrong team favored spot? And Cal Poly is sneaky. I can't exactly recall. I have them on my short list, so I don't have a ton of notes behind them. But I definitely was leaning on a little Cal Poly action out there. And
to me, it was more of a pick 'em because there's just so much love of Seattle. What they've done the last few years, when we've seen this team, we've wanted to back them at home, losing all these starters. Even last year with those guys, with Tyson and all the rest, were excellent at home, Mikey, where we wanted to back them. And on the road, though, they did cover in spots. I'm not saying they're not, but just a little bit of a different team. The talent with Cal Poly, it's there. I just had this more of, Seattle maybe, favored by 1 or a pick 'em. So, definitely the value with Cal Poly.
Yeah, I mean they play a close game. Yeah, I can't get down on the Seattle spot. I think you and I were riding Seattle high last year. We were a lot of times there. We were on some of them same spots.
They had a great team.
Various shows that we were doing, and we were cashing with them. But it's a little early in the season, I think, for that spot. And probably as they get closer, deeper into divisional games, conference matchups, it'll be a different maker. But not for me, not for now. I like that Cal Poly spot, so I'm going to see if I can't get that into some play action for me later tonight. We'll see how these early games go. I see that Joe T says the Sharks are on the board 1-0. Crazy. Rangers, really? Let's get to the big game. The big extravaganza Thursday night football, C-Mac. You already know who I'm on. You don't even have to ask. The Eagles are starting off at -7. Now, they were 7s, but in all fairness, I believe that was a look-ahead number because we saw that when some of the Vegas books popped this thing back open, they were popping it open around 3s. It's moved to 3.5s and 4s, 57% of the bets and 65% of the cash on the Eagles. 45.5s moved to 49.5, 81% of the bets and 80% of the cash are on the over in this game. See, do we get fucking fireworks? Is this going to be a blowout? Are we going to see the first team to get to 100 picks up the W in this game? Or are we going to see a Washington Commanders team that played the Giants in that first divisional battle and found that they couldn't score a touchdown for shit. Does Jaden Daniels go out there and fire? I can tell you this. You look across the board, the most popular prop bets tonight, lots of Eagles to get touchdowns. Coaching challenges, Dan Quinn, good old Uncle Danny off an upset loss. Too stupid to figure out how to get his shit back together. 4-17 against the spread going back to 2015. There's a story, though. The Commanders 4-0-1 against the spread in the Eagles' last 5 games in Philadelphia. Struggling to figure out the way to win. However, this season, you guys have heard the numbers. They haven't won at home in almost a full calendar year against the spread, the Eagles. Unbelievable. Jalen Hurts is 15-8 against the spread as a home favorite. We know it's the birthday boy, Devonta Smith's birthday tonight. Why not take a little stab at this guy here? First touchdown galore. Anytime touchdown bets, the most popular ones out there. Number 1 is Jalen Hurts. Number 2 is A.J. Brown. Number 3 is Saquon Barkley. How about this? The number 4 most popular bet at BetMGM, anytime touchdown. Eagles defense and special teams at plus 500. The number 5 most popular bet, Jaden Daniels to get the touchdown out there. C-Mac, weigh in, my friend. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this game will be pretty good just because even with the bad Washington teams, it's just been kind of a tough matchup for this Eagles team, even the last few years with Hurts in. And one thing I could see, what people like the Eagles, they're at home, which for a kind of while there in the stretch, they weren't great at home, didn't cover numbers. They had the great kind of run where they did, and then the second half last year, this year hasn't been the best, but they are 3-1 there. One thing with them is the difference. They played some really bad football teams, but you got to play who's in front of you. Mikey, even Cleveland 2016, the Giants 28-3, Bengals 37-17, Jacksonville, we're kicking their ass. They came back, backdoor covered, let them back in that, and then beat down a shitty Cowboy team. So I know they played in front of it, but the defense has been better. That was the problem. Secondary's problems. They've looked better. The run defense has been pretty good all year. It's right around, I think, 5th or 6th, right around 100 yards per game, and it's gotten better. It's not been easy for quarterbacks all of a sudden to throw all over the Eagles. But I think Washington could be in the game in this one. How can you not hang around here? The loss last week wasn't great, but when they've come down, this team's nothing but been in it. But I don't know if it'll be easy. What do you take from the Eagles lately playing well at home, hyped, short week, or wait. Oh, yeah, they played they had the easy win, the Cowboys, both these teams. Yeah, both on the short week. The Devonta Smith, I'm on. After a horrible game, I got to take him, Mikey. I'm on his yard. 57.5 I got. Give it to me. Anytime touchdown. Even the first, if you want to put that. But anytime I got plus 170. Put a little on that. But 57.5, I think he eats here tonight. So, man, I think this football game is going to be really good. The last few have seen a bunch of points too. Can we get this over? Can we get an over though? 50 now? 49.5. Can we get over it?
Washington, the Commanders are
the drives, real quick. The drives are, and it happens in the NFL. Sometimes the Eagles can have long drives. That's where can you get sometimes these numbers to get over. But go ahead.
Long drives, and then they end up having to take 3 points. And then you're sitting there.
Yeah, and you got to kick a field. Exactly.
Right. So the Commanders, you talk about the totals. Yeah, they do have one of the softest schedules that they've played. I think it was a 28th, I thought I saw. That's a bad schedule. But you're right. You can only play who's in front of you. But to crown these guys the NFC East champions is a little premature given the fact that they have played dog shit teams. And, they beat the Giants, right? But guess what? You haven't played the Eagles yet. So get ready. Strap the fuck in. They have gone 9-0 to the over, the Commanders, when the total's over 42 against a team they beat and scored more than 27 points the previous time. So it's a little different now with some of the quarterback, flux that's taken place in there. Lattimore won't be playing tonight. He's not going to be in there for the Commanders yet. And then you look down the board, from an Eagles perspective, I don't know, do you buy into, is Jalen Hurts hurt with the ankle injury out there? Look, what I do know is the tackles are injured for the offensive line on the Commanders. And that's going to be a problem because you talked about the secondary for the Eagles and how they've tightened the ship up since the bye week. They've gone out there and locked shit down. So you're going to be getting Jaden Daniels running for his life, probably going to be a good spot to take his rushing yards because, and probably number of pass attempts, not completions, but attempts, because he's going to be running. He's going to have to throw the ball all over the yard to try to keep in pace with that thing. So I don't necessarily love a Robinson spot tonight, but, we have seen the Eagles can show mush against some of these run teams out there. Yeah, we talked about the Devonta Smith birthday spot there. I talked about the coach, right? He's a piece of shit when he comes off of getting busted up in an upset loss as a favorite. He's 4-17 against the spread. I'll give you one more, So look, here's the thing. Defense and special teams. We talk about the injury factors. You got a popular public belief that the Eagles defense and special teams are going to score touchdowns. That doesn't look well for a Washington Commander spot. Now, I will say kind of the one other factor, officiating. Officiating can make or break these games. We've seen it in all sports. We saw it the other night against the Capitals in the Toronto game in the NHL. But how about this? Adrian Hill loves his divisional favorites. 12-3 against the spread his last 15 games for divisional favorites. Is he going to swing it a little bit in the direction for the Eagles? I hope so. I like Devonta Smith. I took him and I took the Eagles to win at a big plus money price tag. I did jump in there, just points aside. Just give me Smith. Like you said, a bounce back opportunity off a bad week.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown and Zach Ertz. What I like, A.J. Brown's fucking astonishing, right? The guy's wearing the pink shoes, picking up $15,000 fines every week. He doesn't give a fuck. He just wants his daughter to be able to see him on the field. He could care less. It's worth $15,000 to him. For his daughter to see him on the field is amazing. But Zach Ertz coming back to Philly for the first time since they got rid of his ass. And it was Zach Ertz was the guy. Dallas Goedert comes in. Dallas Goedert's been the guy now. We might see a little bit of a tight end battle, especially in divisional play. I love to see the tight ends get that up and across the middle slant for the touchdown. So I got an A.J. Brown, Zach Ertz touchdown at plus 700. There's our little touchdown parlay spot. If I was going to be unbiased for you guys, one of two spots I would look to. We've heard about the struggles that is the Eagles scoring in the first quarter. They do have touchdowns in back-to-back games, but look who they played. This is one of those things, you can only play who's in front of you, but they finally scored touchdowns after a huge struggle. It was Dallas and Jacksonville. So pump your brakes. When they played last year, the Commanders won the first quarter 7-3, and they tied the first quarter 7-7. To me, this is an opportunity. If you wanted to take a shot for Washington, the only way I would consider taking a shot for Washington is the Commanders in the first quarter on the money line. Only way I would consider it. Now, I wouldn't take the plus a half. The money line's come down. It opened up pretty hefty. Now it's sitting there at plus 140s. There's a 143 that's still out there, but there's already down to a 124 on FanDuel. So when FanDuel has the best number, we want to shy away from it. They got a pretty powerful number out there. DraftKings did have this at plus 185. It's down to 142 at DraftKings, so it has taken 43 cents of steam. The other spot that I would consider, the under 9.5 in the first quarter. For the same reasons. The aforementioned.
Yeah, I would take that. I would take that.
They can't score in the first quarter. 2 wins or 2 games, Jacksonville. Again, same exact breakdown, focusing in on the fact that they're struggling in the first quarter. It's as unbiased as I can get for you guys because there's no fucking way $1 of my money's going to go towards. I might do something in that first quarter, but it'd probably be to the under 9.5. That being said, though, give me Philly and Smith touchdown 256. Give me Brown and Ertz touchdowns plus 700. I think that's how we get paid.
All right. Hey, I'm on Devonta there. One thing with Daniels, didn't have a great game running it. Look to his rushing yards maybe in this one. If they get to him, even if the coverage is great, that we talked about how the Eagles have been, look for him to take off in this game. And I think too, Ertz, I'm a big guy with him. You already touched on him. I think he could have a big game. Terry McLaurin, the guy, number one receiver for him. No big game, but it shows in the yards this week that he might not have one here. Mikey, so Ertz or Brown in this game. He's gotten him a lot more with Noah Brown. I think maybe look at him on that side. I saw my guy Ramon Scott over 4.5. I get that. He's 3.5, so have not really got there. Maybe, against his old team, like we talked about, could. Sweet spot, I think, would be 3.5. And that 4.5 plus money. But yeah, him a little bit. And then Noah Brown, I think, could be bigger tonight.
I like it. I like the action. I like the conversation. I enjoy spending the time getting to cap the card with you. We got to get going, my friend. It's that time of the show where we got to go. Congratulations. Thank you guys for smashing that thumbs up button. I will stay true to my word. If we somehow get to 125 likes, I will double the cash giveaway from today on Saturday. You guys got to 90. C-Mac, we got 85 likes on Monday. We said if we pass it.
Unbelievable.
Money in a pot for the crew. And so Saturday, we're going to do the duck racing, I'm sure, to give away some cash. And we got there yesterday. We got 86 yesterday. We got 90 today. You guys did a great job. Thank you so much for doing that for us. Hey, if we get,
I gotta say,
double the cash.
Yeah, come on, guys, hit the goddamn like button. There we go, 93.
Let's go.
That's all we're asking for here. We're trying to come up, every day. Mikey is on here at Sports Buddy and talk this out like we talked about and get winners. And not like we win, of course, but we want you guys to win, make cash. Yeah. So that would help out a ton.
Got 95.
And it's simple. It's not even a dono or anything here. We're just a like. Shit. Can't like it. I don't want to be around you. We're done. You don't like this shit. But mostly all these guys, of course, the regular Brandon, Boldy, Robert, all these guys in here, regulars, NJ Striker, JPZ, they're good peeps. I know they hit the like.
Well, we got a big Saturday stream, so make sure you guys do get ready and check us out Saturday. We will give some cash away, some cash prizes across the board. We're almost to 100 thumbs up. I almost don't want to go, but we got to go because we've got Thursday night live stream popping off here. Gosh, it's got to be just enough time for me to make a cocktail, put a couple more plays in, and then get ready to go after it, my friend. So tell them what's going on. I know you're a busy man. College basketball, college football, money never sleeps, and neither do you, my friend. What's up?
That's it. We got to get out of here. Just Connor Mac Picks on X. Hit me up. Shoot me a message. Call basketball in full force. Of course, hockey. I love that. We could talk about that. That'd be a whole nother show, Mikey. We'd be here for forever if we did that. But we're ready to roll. That's it. Go to Hitting the Books. Give it a like and subscribe. That's it. Appreciate it. I'm out of here.
Appreciate everybody. Thanks for your time. And make sure you guys pop back in here in just a few minutes. We're going to go live. I'll get the link out there. Everybody's going to be ready to go. Get your cocktails ready. Get your bets in. Good luck with your action tonight. Enjoy the bars that JPZ spits. Hot fire for us, baby. Let's go. Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. We don't stop. Rain, sleet, or snow. Pregaming is good to go.
Slow, Curtis blow, flow, fuck all you haters. Fuck making bitch using best simulators. Fuck cashing in, all we wanna do is win. Put the juice in the gin, now it's time to begin. Fuck the books, they can take it on the chin. Surrendering dividends, don't fuck with mine. Cam the show starts with capping and ends with pimp slapping and stacking cash and boatloads. They won't know what happened. It's pre-gaming and others, they seem lame. Like Abel meeting Cain, a bullet to the brain. We don't give a fuck like Kiki said. We ain't playing. We ain't game, but we ain't playing.
I'm back and I'm joined with my guy